What was the verb to go? To find the verb in your mind, you can think about men going. So the first syllable was men.
Yeah, mennä.
Mennä, yes. And why is the last syllable with A with 2 dots?
Because you have E.
And what vowel harmonic group does that belong to?
To the neutral group.
And what ending does the neutral take?
A with dots or...
Yeah, O with dots or Y. Yes, the dotted group. So now we're going to learn have past. Like I have wanted or I have eaten or so. But in Finnish, as we don't have a verb to have for possession like I have a dog or so, instead what we have with this time again is we're going to use the verb to be. So instead of I have eaten, we will say I am eaten. So first off, how is I have or I am?
Olen.
Olen, that's right. And what was the verb to go?
Mennä.
Mennä. To get this have past version of verbs, what you're going to do is first off the one step that we always do. What is that step? We are not adding anything at first, but what is the first step? It has something to do with syllables.
The E. The last syllable.
Yes, we take off the last syllable. So if we have mennä, what do we have then?
Me.
If you have two of the same consonants, the border between the syllables is between them. Mennä is with 2 N's.
Yeah, men.
Men, yes, that's the remaining part. So now, to get this have past version, what we are going to do is we are going to double the remaining consonant, and then we are going to add U or Y, and then the last thing is T. First, let's take this step by step. Which one is going to be, in this case, is it going to be Y or U with the verb mennä?
It has to be Y.
Why?
Because of the E.
Yes, because it's the neutral and takes the dotted group endings.
Yeah.
Now, if you double the consonant which remained in the men, the last consonant, and you add Y and then T, what do you have?
Mennyt.
Mennyt. And now, how is I have gone?
Olen mennyt.
And you have gone?
Olet mennyt.
And he has gone?
On mennyt.
But you need the word for he.
Hän on mennyt.
And it has gone?
Se on mennyt.
And now, how is I haven't gone?
En ole mennyt.
And you have gone?
You haven't.
You have gone.
You have gone.
Oh, sorry, that was already there, but how is you haven't gone?
Et ole mennyt.
Yes, and in the spoken language, in the mennyt part, you can hear the T dropping, so it might be olet menny or so. So the last T is not very crucial because in this case it's not really indicating plural or like plural certain state or something. It's not really important. So in the spoken language you can hear the last T dropping out.
Do we add also this call to this one? Mennyköl. There.
If you wanted to make a question out of it, have you gone? How is have you or are you?
Oletko?
And gone.
Mennyt.
That's it.
So we don't need to add.
No, in this case you're going to add the question ending to the verb to be, like always, and then you will keep the gone part intact without putting anything more to it. How is I have gone, but you haven't gone? But first, what was the word but?
Mutta.
Mutta. Yes, the way to remember it is like if you have the B, push it down and you take few of the lines and you create an M out of it and you have the mut. And then if you want to, you can add the last syllable, mutta. So how is I have gone but you haven't gone?
Olen mennyt, mutta sinä et ole mennyt.
Very good. And how is I have gone to school, but you haven't?
Olen mennyt kouluun,
Yes.
mutta sinä et mennyt kouluun.
Yes, almost. You can just say that you haven't. But if we want to say I have gone to the school, but you haven't gone to the school, if we now, for the purpose of this, if you want to kind of repeat the part, kind of emphasize it or so, how is that? I have gone to the school, but you haven't gone to the school.
Olen mennyt kouluun, mutta et mennyt kouluun.
Yes, but now there's one thing missing. You have...
Et ole mennyt.
Yes, et ole mennyt. Yes, very good. And how is you have gone to China?
Olet mennyt Kiinaan.
Olet mennyt Kiinaan, and you haven't gone to China?
Et ole mennyt Kiinaan.
And how is I have been? First, let's take step by step. How is I have? Olen, yes. And what is the verb to be?
Olla.
Olla. And take off the last syllable. What do you have left?
Ol.
Ol. And now double the last consonant, add U or Y, and then T. How is it?
Ollut.
Ollut. So how is I have been?
Olen ollut.
So in English you say I have been to China, but in Finnish you will say I have been in China. So how is that?
Olen mennyt, Olen ollut Kiinassa.
Yes, and I haven't been in China.
En ole ollut Kiinassa.
Very good. And you have been in China?
Olet ollut Kiinassa.
Have you been in China?
Oletko ollut Kiinassa?
Haven't you been in China?
Etko ollut Kiinassa?
Let's take it step by step. Haven't you been in China? Where can we cut this?
Etko,
Etkö, that's right.
Ollut.
First, haven't.
You.
Haven't, how is that?
Etko.
And haven't, now you have the negative, but you need the to have there, the verb.
Etko olet. Etko olet.
Don't guess, think about, what is it?
Have.
What form is it? Are we thinking about positive sentence or negative?
Negative.
Yes, so what form is always the form which you can find after the negative part? Let's think about I am. What is I am?
Olen.
And I am not?
En ole.
What form is it?
To be. You mean this?
Yes, but this ole part, what part is it?
Negative one.
Yes, but what form is it? Is it I form, you form?
It is I form.
Yes, I form, but what else?
He, she. This all. En ole.
Yes, it's I form, but what else? Something else has added. Have we added something to the I form, or have we taken something off from the I form?
Yeah, we take off the N.
Yes, so en ole. How is haven't you
Etko ole.
been
Ollut.
in China?
Kiinassa.
Yes, very good. Now thinking step by step, we'll get the answer. And how is hasn't he?
Hasn't he?
Hasn't he?
Eikö ole ollut?
So now don't guess. Let's take it step by step. So hasn't
Eikö
and he
hän
been
ole
Oh, wait a minute. I think I messed it up again myself. Hasn't he? So let's take this part.
Okay. Eikö hän?
Yes, and then not been, haven't. You need the have part there.
Okay, yeah. Eikö hän ei ole?
So now let's not guess it. So what does eikö mean?
Hasn't.
Hasn't, yes, but it's not hasn't, but don't he, doesn't he? So it's just a negative. It's not telling about the time yet.
Okay.
So you need to have the have there. So hasn't he? How is hasn't he?
Eikö hän?
And now you need the hasn't there at the end.
Again.
So now we have negative.
Eikö hän is hasn't he.
It's doesn't he. Right now it's doesn't he, hasn't he. But in Finnish the negative doesn't change between states, but different between different time modes. But you need the hasn't verb. In Finnish we don't have the verb to be. No, the verb to have, but the verb to be. And what is the form that you always use in negative sentences of the verb? So how is I am not?
En ole.
En ole. And how is you aren't?
Et ole.
And aren't you?
Etkö ole.
Etkö ole. So now you have this part told. How is isn't he?
Eikö hän ole.
But now we are talking about isn't. So there, now you have it. But when you add the ole part, you get the hasn't. So how is hasn't he?
So it has to be eikö ole only.
So if you say eikö hän, that means isn't he. But when you add the last third word or so, you get the has version. Eikö hän ole. So that's it. And how is hasn't he been in China?
Eikö hän ole ollut Kiinassa.
Yes, very good.